Everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our live stream today. My name is Bobby Umar. I am the founder of the Thought Leadership Branding Club. And with me are four of my incredible, amazing, wonderful, awesome, collaborative partners and team members of the Thought Leadership Branding Club team. Sebastian, Melanie, Rachel, and Lynn. Other people might join us. We don't know yet. But today, we do a monthly live stream, and we want you to be part of this conversation. So if you want to join us, comment below. Let us know where you're from. Where are you calling from? Which country? What city? Where are you listening in from? If you have a question about thought leadership, content creation, digital presence, building your business, building your brand, building that impact, that's what we're going to talk about today. But the whole reason we're doing this is that we want to announce that we're doing a whole new rebrand, relaunch of TLB Club 2.0, which started out back in the day on Clubhouse. We created a club called Thought Leaders Brand Club, which is just to do rooms on Clubhouse around thought leaders and expertise in different areas. It could be coaches, speakers, real estate, healthcare, whatever it might be. And then we decided to create a membership community where we would actually share mostly social audio stuff, Twitter Spaces, LinkedIn audio, things like that. But then it moved to an organization, and we realized, this is a membership community. There's people here who are amazing and awesome. We all want to grow and better ourselves. And so we turned it into the Thought Leadership Brand Club as it is today, which is a membership community that helps other people build their brands, build their businesses, and help them get to that next level, whatever that might be, or address any sort of gaps or help that they need along the way. Because the truth is we all need help. So with that, I'm going to send it to my colleagues here and ask them to introduce themselves. Melanie, please go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. And so, yes, I'm Melanie Mitchell. I am a career coach, a LinkedIn strategist, as well as a job search expert. And I have had the great fortune. Like Bobby mentioned, stumbled onto this Thought Leadership Branding Club on Clubhouse during the pandemic, and had this idea of hosting my own room, which is LinkedIn 101, becoming a LinkedIn rock star, which is we still host that room every Thursday. And that led me to, I don't know how, but ultimately landing up on the leadership team. And I'm really fortunate to get surrounded. I know it's funny how it just, one little idea sparks something big. So, but I'm very fortunate to get to be surrounded by not only these amazing folks, but the members that we do have in our community, the other members of our leadership team, and I'm just really on a mission to really hoping people can see the value in what this community brings, because I feel like it's like nothing else that's out there. So super excited about that. And I'll just pass it over to Sebastian. I'm just going that way.
Actually, beside me, yes, right. My name is Sebastian, also known as LinkedIn Sap, and I have no idea how I got roped in as well, but I'm in, and it's been fun benefiting from this community. And one day, if you guys stay around long enough, it took Bobby 2 years before I told him how I met him and how I really didn't like him at all in the beginning. It took him 2 years for him to know about it. If you stay long enough, you're going to find the story. And over to you, Lynn.
All right. My name is Lynn Williams, and I am chiming in from the suburbs of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, city of brotherly love. So what I do is I write resumes and LinkedIn profiles, and I focus on keywords. I also run a nonprofit called the Great Careers Group, where we produce up to 600 learning events every year for people in career transition and career management. I'm also working on my doctoral dissertation on the topic of LinkedIn for job seekers. I landed on the leadership team of the Thought Leadership Branding Club at the beginning of the pandemic and started it from the get-go, got involved in the start and the thought processes of even building the website, which, check it out, thoughtleadershipbranding.club, not .com, but .club. And it's evolved since then. I've made amazing friendships. I've learned so much from the team and the community, and I'm really glad to be here. So passing it over to Rachel.
Thanks, Lynn. I'm Rachel Simon. I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a LinkedIn trainer and consultant. There's a lot of LinkedIn people right here in this call, but there's more than just LinkedIn and the Thought Leadership Branding Club. And I, similar to Melanie, during the pandemic, got really into Clubhouse, and specifically, I was participating in LinkedIn Mastery on a regular basis, and had an idea to host a room. I had never moderated something like that before, and reached out to Bobby, and he was like, "Sure, let's do it." So was doing that, and then fast forward to when LinkedIn Audio rolled out. I had early access, and Bobby did not have access. And so I offered to run LinkedIn Audio, LinkedIn Mastery on my through my audio room, and Bobby started to co-host with me, and now we're like over a year into our weekly co-hosting, which is super, super fun. And now I'm on the leadership team with these wonderful people. So glad to be here.
Yeah, and how's it going? I'm Bobby. I'm from Canada, and up here up north in Canada, we like our folk. We like our people. We like to hang around folks and hang out, have some poutine, and grab a beer, and there's nothing better than community, because when you got community, you got friends, right? We can get together and have a good time and crack a few jokes and learn a few things, So
I don't know what this accent is.
Where is it actually coming from?
Yes! It's
Yes.
an excellent Canadian accent. Yeah, we'll get together and
It's
have
turning
some
like a little
poutine,
Joe
eh?
Pesci. It's getting a little Joe Pesci.
a little bit, yeah. So anyway, I'm a speaker by trade. For the last 17 years, I've traveled the world, done 1,000 keynotes and workshops across 4 continents. I'm a 5-time TEDx speaker, and I think that having a clear brand and building my business and having community is a big part of what I do. And so, I want to mention that, everyone shared different things that made sense to me. So, for example, Lynn said, well, I was there in the very beginning. But what the truth is, Lynn just stepped up, and that says a lot about her as a leader, right? So, one of the ways that people get involved with communities and groups and things like that is they decide to just step up, and she did. Sebastian had a longer story where I wouldn't say, I know you say you disliked me at first, but I'm going to say he just didn't know who I really was at the beginning. But it was a longer term relationship, and after a couple years or months and years of getting to know me, he started to realize got to know the true me, which I think helps. And then Melanie is also someone, and Rachel too, both said that they kind of got involved by participating, and the other thing that happened too was me reaching out to them and saying, hey, listen, can we do this and can we do that? And I find that collaboration is one of the strengths of why community is so important. So I just want to kind of bring that to the attention, because what we're doing here today is we're talking about the Thought Leadership Branding Club, we're talking about membership communities, so I want to talk about why thought leadership is important, but I also want to talk about membership communities and why they're important, because I've been in some that were good and some that were bad, and they're a very, very common thing nowadays. And I'm also, we're running this one, but I'm also in another one that I'm part of. And so I thought I'd ask everybody here to maybe share 2 things. One is, why is thought leadership important to you? And also, what is your experience in terms of the importance of being part of a membership community?
Well, I'll just jump right in there. So for me, the thought leadership piece, I have to say, when I first even joined on Clubhouse, like I was very similar to Rachel. I hadn't done anything like that before. I don't even know that I had confidence in the fact of like I was a thought leader, or I actually saw myself in that capacity. I think sometimes when you're in this space, especially on LinkedIn, and you see all these sea of career coaches, sometimes you wonder, like, do I stand out? Like, how do other people see me? So that's one of the things that I think is probably the biggest tangible piece, is that it's given me that confidence just being part of this group. And the fact is, we do have other career coaches. We have a fair amount of career coaches in this group. We have a fair amount of LinkedIn coaches, but we all offer something unique. And so within the last year and a half, I feel like that's allowed me to kind of come into my own and really understand what I offer and what makes me unique from that standpoint. And then the collaboration piece has been huge for me, because it's been from the standpoint of being able to, Lynn's given me the opportunity to speak, has given me the opportunity to do presentations. I've had opportunities to present in workshops, and so it's expanded the audience. So it's been a huge plus for me on that side.
You did.
So I can go next.
I
eat pancakes eggs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's my fire alarm?
You need to. There's just so much background sound. It's just I eat pancakes too. I love them. I'm so sorry. All right, let me get to the point. So I'm gonna be honest here. I used to think paid communities were like just out to get money. Hi. And this is what I thought. And because of my technical skills, I'm a techie, like we're all adults here. We're all adults here. We're all adults here. Let me remind myself. And because of my tech skills and my LinkedIn skills, so I got invited to help out with a lot of teams and a lot of communities and that are paid, but I didn't have to pay. And I saw the value of it. Being one of the youngest, not the youngest, but one of the youngest one here, it really helps elevate my space in a thought leadership place, because people always go like, you're so young. What do you know about thought leadership? Who are you? And when they say you are the sum of who you hang out with, that's what a paid community actually gives you access to. You are not just paying, but you're actually buying the experience that people have gathered over their lives and their careers, and you actually tap into that, and they mentor you, to help you, and you reached out. This is one of the most giving communities that I've been with, and you ask the questions. People will just take time out and give you the skills and knowledge, when you actually have to pay thousands out there. I paid one time 10 over grand for a job coach for about 6 months. And it was nothing like the tips that I got in this community itself. So one thing you get access to is the experience and skills of specialists from around the world with all different industries. That's what I can say. Over to you, Lynn.
All right. Thank goodness my daughter came home, because now my grandson is entertained. Okay, so since I jumped in to the Thought Leadership Branding Club in the beginning, it was basically on Clubhouse. I'd never done a podcast. I'd never spoken on just audio. I've always done, Zoom or in-person trainings. So it gave me an opportunity to jump out of my comfort zone and learn new skills and feel comfortable, growing into my new skin. I also learned how to take a community and kind of work on building it as part of a team member from scratch. And I love the ongoing community. I am a lifelong learner. I'm working on my doctoral dissertation right now, so I love learning. And I can't always make all of the weekly trainings, but I sometimes can watch them on YouTube after the fact. But I've learned so much from so many different experts, and I never would have had an opportunity to tap into all this expertise, if I was not, part of this community. So passing it over.
I guess it's my turn. So the phrase, the term thought leadership gets thrown around and used a lot. And sometimes I think we can become numb to it. Like, oh, everyone's a thought leader, thought leadership. It goes along with authenticity and all of those words that we hear all the time. But the reality is that we all have, like has been said previously, we all have a unique way that we approach what we do and the value that we bring to whoever our company, our clients, our customers might be. And so being in a community where we can actually have the support and the space to kind of build and grow that is extremely valuable. And like has been shared earlier, the trainings, like you might think you're killing it in a certain area, but then, you know, realize that maybe you do need help with something, whether you're a business owner or you are an employee. And the trainings, I think, are applicable to such a wide spectrum of people because we're all coming from a different entry point. So I think there's just so much to be learned. And like Lynn said, you have to be consistently and constantly learning and challenging yourself to grow. And going back to my origin story, I had no idea how to facilitate a clubhouse room. I mean, and Bobby gave a lot of, I think, room for us to learn and grow and to become skilled facilitators as the Thought Leadership Branding Club was first forming. And now we actually can then help people do it if they've never done it before. So, you know, we learn and then we can pass that knowledge on to others.
And let me just share a little story about membership communities and how they work, because my first experience with one that really worked well was Weight Watchers. And many, many years ago, when I weighed 288 pounds, I joined Weight Watchers. And one of the things they said, they insisted on showing up. Like, you got to come to meetings. You got to show up. They're really big on that. The other thing they're really big on was giving us a ton of information. Yeah, and I like Melanie. Let people know what you think about communities. Let people know what you think about thought leadership, why support. Put that in the chat box. Let us know. So I started going to the meetings, and we'd always have a weigh-in. Now the weigh-in was also really interesting because that was accountability. They knew that I was going to come to the meeting the following week, and I knew it was going to be weighed in. Now the part I was dreading, of course, was what happens if I screw up. And the week that I, gained, 2 pounds and felt like crap, they were super, super warm, encouraging, supportive. It's like, that's okay. Like, it's just important for us to meet each other, to weigh in, be accountable, be supportive. And I got to tell you, I loved what they did. I felt welcome. I felt supported. People asked whatever question, and random questions. People always say, "Oh, I know this is a stupid question." No, it's not a stupid question. Just ask the question. And we'd ask questions about sugar and about food and about this and frying and cooking and microwave and baking and whatever it might be. Exercise, all the different things. What I can tell you is that great community. I started following a process. I started becoming more accountable, and I lost 20 pounds, and I never went back up to 288. I never went back up. And what I can tell you is that membership and mastermind groups work really, really well for anything. So losing weight, getting fit, there's running groups out there. There are now groups out there that, how to do well on LinkedIn, how to do well on TikTok, how to do well with sales, or how to do well coaching. And so, and I've also been part of successful groups. So I was part of another group. One of my own coach is a sales coach, and I was part of the group. One of the things I learned is that, he taught me some things about, look, just always be accessible to your community. So one of the things I've learned for TLB Club is, for my leadership team as well as the members who are in the community, is I'm accessible always. I just had a call with Kamalika, who's one of our members, and she's in India, and I was talking to her, and she was talking about something she was struggling with. I said, listen, if you want to book another call or come to one of our meetings, you come, I will make time for you. And I think that's an important thing that I do and we all should do and can do. Just putting ourselves out there and being there for folks. And that's, to me, why membership communities are so powerful. And to that end, I want to know what you think, why thought leadership is important. Let's talk about that. I mean, branding. I mean, we all have our careers, we all have our businesses, we all have our brands, but we all need to elevate to that next level. Some of us need help with building better relationships. Some of us need help with our mindset or our confidence in the workplace, whether it's business or career. Some of us need larger networks, more diverse networks. Maybe I'm looking for a job. Maybe I'm looking to do something else. Maybe I need new clients. Having a diverse network, gives you more opportunities. It diversifies your opportunities. Maybe you haven't done much with your digital presence, and you want to be better at LinkedIn or Twitter or other places. Maybe you haven't done much, or maybe you are on there, but you want to get even better. And so the whole point of thought leadership is elevating yourself. I focus on having the clear brand. Focus on the brand and start where you are, and now we get to that elevated brand. And the reason why you do that is because it impacts everything. Having a stronger thought leadership brand will invite more opportunities for a job or a promotion. Having a thought leadership brand invites you to speaking opportunities, panel opportunities, media opportunities. People invite you to do a TED Talk. They invite you to do book deals. It helps you with your business because you're putting yourself out there and you're getting more digital clients. You're getting more in-person events because you're better. And the other thing that's important is that you're also working on your skills. So even though the people right here are really good at various things they do, there's things that they need help with, and I need help with too. I might need help with my personal struggles, which also is part of your thought leadership brand. Your entire thought leadership brand and purpose is also personal and professional. So if I'm having trouble with my weight loss and I need some help with or fitness, I'm going to share with my membership community. I'm going to talk to them about it because that also helps me with mindset, helps me with confidence, helps me become better. So these are the reasons why thought leadership branding are so important, and that's why we have the Thought Leadership Lab. And our whole mandate is to help you with your thought leadership brand. And that includes mindset, confidence, digital presence, relationship building, storytelling, speaking, communication skills, and personal branding. And I believe that if you have the right coaching, the right community, the right consistency, the right clarity, and the right confidence, you can be successful in anything you want to do, losing weight, passing that special test you're doing, and of course, building your brand. So that's kind of my take on it. What do you guys think of what I said? Any thoughts?
Oh yeah, I mean, collaboration and support in this community is just phenomenal. And I know that I'm probably an anomaly here. I don't have a website. I just use my LinkedIn profile, and I do business by word of mouth, and my speaking and my writing. And by participating in this community, I definitely expanded skills, in those areas to help grow my business.
And I think too, in particular, Rachel mentioned this at the top when we started, that we have, this is more than just LinkedIn. This is about, it's not just, having a strong LinkedIn presence. It's about understanding the importance of having a multi-platform content strategy. How do you do that? Where do you start? It's about learning from others that aren't in your industry, because we do have a diverse group of professionals that come from the private sector, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, business owners that specialize in all different things. And so when you come to that, I think that's where the uniqueness lies, and that you have the opportunity to learn from others and see things through a different lens, but in a way that it is, that it is collaborative. I come from the recruiting field, and I see Arthur's here, and he's a friend, and he's actually spoken in one of my rooms that I host with Lynn. And recruiting is very competitive, and I came from a field where as a former recruiter, where you compete with the people sitting next to you. So collaboration was a very kind of honestly, a foreign concept for me as I got into this business. And then all of a sudden I'm by myself and I don't have anybody, as a solopreneur. And now I do have a team. I have a team that I can, go to, and I can ask questions. How do you do this? Or I'm struggling with this. What are your suggestions? And get different thoughts and opinions. So that's, to me, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's one of the reasons why we're trying to do this. So let's talk about let's talk about what we're doing. So we've been running. We started on Clubhouse. We've been running this membership community. What we've had for the most part initially was we had a WhatsApp group where the members just share questions and talk to each other. We share goals and wins and gratitude and things like that. And just to be clear, it's not an engagement pod; it's a membership community. Okay, so we share those every once in a while, which is great. And then we'd have these weekly calls. We'd say, "Hey, come to the calls," and but then we realized we need to do a little bit more. So now we're completely wrapping this up. So we're putting together TLB Club 2.0 relaunch. We're inviting you to join us by June 30th. That's the official kind of launch date when we want to have 100 founding members. Right now, there's a group of us, which is great, but we want to have more. We want to have 100 founding members. And if you join us, you'll get the annual or monthly price. You can lock that in forever, and then the price goes up, and you have that forever, which is great. But here's what we're doing now to make it even more valid. For every single call, we do 2 calls per week on Thursdays at 4 p.m. and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern. And in each call, we actually do a mini training now. So now we have a mini training for 10 to 15 minutes where we share some expertise. Usually it's me, but now we have other people from the community. You can also share your own stuff. Like this Thursday, Louisa, who's one of our members, is going to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. That because she wants to do that. She wants to give to the community, which is great. And then also now I'm bringing in a series of amazing experts from around the world. So I'm bringing in experts on LinkedIn, on sales, on coaching, on business development, all that kind of stuff. So we have John Asperian, Judy Fox, Brenda Meller, a whole bunch of other really amazing people coming in to do a little mini training for you guys who are part of the membership community. So that's going to be a huge value for people being part of these calls, getting the training, getting support, people ask questions. The other thing we're doing is we're actually adding a bi-weekly mindset call for people who want to just talk about whatever's on their mind that they're struggling with. We're doing that every 2 weeks. You can actually just join the room's there. You can go. That's totally fine. Big announcement. I'm actually offering a new thing that a lot of people, I haven't told people about, and the leadership team doesn't know about it because it came out in the call from Kamalaka, which was I'm going to offer office hours. So what that means is I'm going to have it on the weekend. So on the weekend, I'm going to add a random office hour. I say, look, guys, I'm now available for 1 hour right now to talk about or answer any questions you have or whatever you're working on. And that way, everyone can access me. So I'll randomly do them in the morning or in the afternoon because we have people from different time zones, Australia, India, Europe. We have to be mindful of that because we are diverse. So that's something new I'm doing. We now have a private LinkedIn group we just launched this week. In that group, you can ask a question about LinkedIn. You can ask a question about TikTok. You can ask a question about sales. You can ask a question about my sales sheet. How do I become a speaker? How do I get a TEDx talk? Can someone review my video content? Can someone review my newsletter? We're all here to help you, but you have to take advantage of it because we're offering that to you. So we now have the private LinkedIn group, which is also part of this. And so there's a lot of value we're adding. We're going to promote you on your channels. We're going to train you to do any live streams or social items you want to do. We put all your events across our channels, which are all over the place, which is great. And then of course I'm personally going to support you. If you join us, any question you have, I'm here to help you out. So are the other team members. So these are all the things we're doing to add value to members. And what's even more amazing, I don't mind sharing the price. For the founding members, it's $250 for a year. And considering that I pay $300, I charge $300 an hour for my consulting. That's a good deal for an entire year. $30 a month, $250 per year. You can lock that in to be the first 100 founding members. We'll share the link in the post in terms of how that works. But I think it's an amazing opportunity for you to be part of an amazing community. And I feel really, really good about these people that are on stage with me today. It's funny, I've only met Lynn in person once. I haven't met the other people in person at all. But I care so much about them. I have a lot of love. I have a lot of love for them. I'm starting to well up here. I have a lot of love for them, which is really, really, really good. So I thank you for that. Thank you so much, team members, for being that. I wanted for you guys to add, if there's anything else I forgot to add about the value we're bringing. Can you please add that because I forgot.
Well, I see a lot of comments in terms of, and so I did put into the chat, one of the things that we do offer is so our coaching program goes on Thursdays at 10 a.m. or 4 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on Fridays. That's every single Thursday and Friday. You are welcome to attend up to 3 coaching sessions as a non-member. And so to get a kind of a taste or a feel for what the program's like, what we offer, every single session is very different. So I would definitely, and I included that link where you can, how to join the coaching session. And we'll also put in there the link on our website as well. So, and then of course, if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat in regards to what the Thought Leadership Branding Club is. I saw Laura's comment about, being able to promote, understanding more about how to promote your services, promoting you as a speaker. Absolutely. Bobby has been an excellent teacher and really actually encourages all of us to embrace that, and that we believe everybody has a story to share and ability to take the stage and be able to really reach their best, become the best versions of themselves in their businesses as well as personally and not just professionally. So
yeah, I remembered something else, which was so we do workshops, we do 5-6 workshops per year. So I did one on how to do a TEDx talk. We did a workshop on multi-platform content creation strategies. We did a workshop on social selling. And so TLB members get access to those replays for free, whereas everyone else has to pay to get access to those things. So there's lots of things we're doing to give value to the community. Everybody gets a copy of the meetings we talked about. Yeah, not only do we do these virtual meetings, these Zoom calls, and we have trainings and we have guest experts and things like that, but everyone gets a replay afterwards. There's a transcript. I timestamp it. There's a lot of everyone gets a weekly email update on that. So, and we share that in LinkedIn groups. There's lots we're doing to help people out. And so, there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of value we're bringing to it. And I think also the thing that I've learned is my favorite things that I like access to. I think I like number one is access to the leader or the co-leaders in the group that are delivering expertise. That's number one. Number two, access to a diverse community of other people, because you never know who can help you with something. And then number three, I like the 24/7 access to resources and things that are there. So on the other group that I'm part of, he often shares different things about sales. And so, because I want to learn about sales, so I go in there and there's all these resources that I can download and leverage, and it's really great. So we do the same thing. We have a library of database resources that we give to people to help them out. So that's really what it's all about. And I'm really excited about this, and I'm very excited. We're at a point now where we're getting momentum and more people are joining us, and it's really awesome. So, I know, right? I agree, wrong. So there you go. So I see people are commenting stuff. I mean, again, if anybody has any questions specifically about, thought leadership branding, about membership communities, how it works, I mean, this is what we're talking about. I'm happy to answer those questions. Everyone else here as well. Otherwise, I want to go back to hearing Sebastian's story, because I think it's a good story in terms of, how he finally came on board, because he's been a really amazing member of our community and a great leader that we all love to get support from, because he's so talented. Even though he's such a young 40-ish guy. I'm kidding, you're not 40-ish, but you know what I mean. You're a young guy. But Sebastian, please tell the story, because I think it's a lovely story.
Okay. After my story, I'm going to highlight some of the comments because they're very crucial.
Yeah, please, let's do that for sure.
So what happens is, when I first joined the clubhouse, I was a nobody. I have no personal branding done. I was working in a very big company in Switzerland. We handle clients that starts at 7 million and above. No one goes below that. And I was doing LinkedIn stuff. So I know all about LinkedIn, and I was good at what I do, but I have no personal brand, which means if I leave the company tomorrow, nobody knows what I did. And I cannot tell them what I've done, because everything is done behind the company's name. So when Clubhouse came along, my ex invited me on board, and I was like, this is a cool place to be. Everyone is sharing stuff, but there are a lot of Americans on there. And the first statement they have coming up on the stage was, hi, my name is XYZ, and I help people earn 7 figures or 6 figures and blah, 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 blah. And that's all you hear. They don't answer the question. They don't have anybody else. They just tell you how good they are and how amazing they are. So I was coaching a entrepreneur at the time who's studying in one of the top universities in Switzerland. And he's like me, super ADHD, super clever, super intelligent, super all over the place. So we pop into Bobby's room one day, and Bobby was going on about profile, why you need to set it up, and all. And the kid went on to Bobby's profile and found out some of the things that Bobby didn't quite do right. So we waited in line in the queue. After 40 minutes of waiting, we finally get to speak. The guy was impatient as hell. And the guy started grilling Bobby. And he was like, Bobby, if you said this is so important, why didn't you do this on your profile and that on your profile and blah, 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 blah. And that time, Bobby's website was not perfect yet. I'm so glad he redid his website. And Bobby got grilled. And Bobby was like, almost in verbatim, like, who are you to question me about my profile? Look at your own profile and let's talk about your profile for once. And I started like, oh, this guy was defending himself. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But LinkedIn is my jam. I love LinkedIn. So I got off the stage really fast. And I'm just glad Bobby didn't kick me out of the room because he was quite rude. My friend was quite rude. But I came in again and again and I refused to get on stage. Bobby would click on my name every time and try to bring me on stage. And I would ignore it every single time. And it took over a whole year. And I started to ask people about Bobby. And there's one time when I really thought Bobby was just a big blah blah. Because it was either the birthday or one of the anniversary of one of the rooms. And there was just a queue of people going up on the stage and going, Bobby, congratulations, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, oh my God, it's special to go in and say and is and nothing else. And I was like, oh, Bobby's one of those kind of person. And then it was when Bobby shared about his weight loss in one of the public rooms. And I thought, like, why would anyone share that? That is so vulnerable. This is not something you share in a public place. What's wrong with him? And I got to know Bobby a little bit better. And I saw Bobby helping other people and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, like, maybe there's something not so bad about it and him and his people. And when I actually went into the WhatsApp chat one time and I finally got invited in, and I saw the people around him, and I thought, they're all big shots. There are people who like Pat, they only handle really 7 figures people and above. They don't do anything else. And I was like, why would people want to hang out with Bobby if it's not a real thing? Right? Why would these people want to hang out with him? And over time, I got to know the real Bobby, and it's like, okay, maybe there's something of value there that you can learn from, and a community that he built around him with all these amazing people. There must be a reason why they surround him, right? Because you don't surround people that you don't want to learn from, you don't want to be with. So this is how I got to know Bobby, and this is a very long, painful process. This took over 2 years to build that trust, and so this is why I'm here, and I'm stuck. Not stuck, not stuck in the way that I'm stuck, but like I'm here for good, and being able to share your skills in a community that appreciates it. And I think that's really the one thing that goes for me as well, because like I can give this out to other people and they don't care about it. But if I share it with a team of people that are great in other skills and they could see that, and then I could share with them what I have, and they share with me, like Ed shares with me what he has when I was pivoting in my job search, and he just gave me his slides. Those were like, if I were a job coach, I would charge 1,000 for that slides. Those slides were over 15 years of experience packed into like this 30 slides in the presentation. And I was like, why would you give them to me for free? I couldn't afford you. You know that, right? And he was like, no, just take it, just go. So this is why I say community is important. So really make sure you are surrounding yourself with the right people. But having said that, I know in the comments, we have a couple of people who have expressed interest in the community itself. So Melanie, would you want to share with us how they can come in for the free trial and stuff like that?
Yeah, if you scroll back up, and I'll repost it here in a minute too, but there is, I've posted it a couple of times. It's called it has a link, our Bring a Friend link. All you have to do on that, if you want to join one of our coaching sessions, you just click on that. It will take you to a Google form. It will also have, we just ask you to fill out that information, but it'll provide you the link for that specific the Thursday or Friday that you would like to attend. So you can just click on that. And then also please feel free though to also DM one of us if you have specific questions. Please feel free, to even connect with me. I'm happy to connect with you and have a answer any additional questions as well. So happy to do that as well.
Yeah. So the other thing is, so you're welcome, invited to come to one of our Zoom calls just to try it out, see what it's about, meet some of us. We invite you to come, even share your story, pitch your brand. I mean, that's what we want to know about who you are and what you're doing, because ultimately the goal is we want to find a way to support you and help you get to that next level, whatever that might be, because it's different for every single person. And so, like you can join a Zoom call. You can click the link to join and be one of our founding members as well, or you can just come to the Zoom call and find out what it's about, and you can see whether Sebastian and Bobby are the real deal or not, because we try to be. I think that I think over the years of learning about membership groups too, I think that I love the idea of also crowdsourcing information. When I did my TED Talks, especially when I did my last TED Talk, I wanted to have the right title for the talk. And so I started using my network on LinkedIn and my community groups to say, hey guys, what do you think? Give me feedback. And I was part of another membership group actually on Facebook. It was Toronto Entrepreneurs of Passion and Purpose, that's what it's called. And and they gave me tons of feedback on the title and the structure of my TEDx program that I've been running. And it was really, really helpful to me. And I realized when you have the right community, it's amazing how you can benefit from it. Now, that said, the best benefit you will get is like Weight Watchers showing up, like Weight Watchers weighing yourself, which means being vulnerable, and like with Weight Watchers, asking for help, asking the questions, because I think a lot of people don't ask enough questions. And we're here. We're just, if you're part of other groups that are thriving, people are asking questions. I'll share another quick story, which is when I ran a speaker mastermind program, a community. It was basically for people who want to become speakers and paid speakers. I did this before the pandemic. And we had a community of there was like 20, 30 people in this community. And there was one guy who kept asking questions every single call, on the Facebook group, in our messages. He was always asking questions. I'm proud to say, not only did he give me a good review and he's one of my clients, he is now a prolific speaker. He travels around the world. He is also a 5-time TEDx speaker like myself. And I'm super proud of him that he's done that. But the fact that he shows up and asks tons of questions, to me, made a huge impact. The other story I'll give you is that when I used to teach GMAT to help people get their MBAs, I always told the students that, a big part of it is just showing up. But how many actually ask questions? Because the people who ask questions and who engage are the ones who actually have the success. The ones who don't, they don't have the success. So you have to be engaged. You have to ask questions. I think that's really, really important. What do you guys think?
Don't everyone speak over.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we all agree.
The unmute is so slow on here. And I've been in a few different communities, and I know the ones where I'm more engaged are the ones where I actually make an effort to show up consistently. It's really hard to feel a part of something when you kind of pop in and out every once in a while. So, one of the things that Thought Leadership Branding Club does too is really we help facilitate building that rapport with, a series of weekly posts that are just going to, like today's was a question about what's your favorite way to travel, right? Do you like road trips? Do you like getting on airplanes? Are you a cruiser? Little things like that, where you get to find a little, connection with people that maybe you didn't know. Like, well, Bobby and I have all kinds of things in common, but we also both like family road trips. Walker, because we can sing in the car. Forced family fun time. But little things like that help you build connection with people, and you just don't know where that connection can take you.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. I don't want to dominate the conversation. I want to give you guys a chance to speak, guys. So, you should feel free to just type in your thoughts, and we love all the comments that people are sharing, which is great. So I love that the fact that people are really engaged. And we actually have lots of different channels too. So we do have a thought leadership. We have a LinkedIn company page. We have a Instagram account. We have a Twitter account. And so those are places as well. But when you join the club, you get access to the exclusive newsletter just for members, the exclusive WhatsApp channel for general announcements, and the exclusive LinkedIn private group, which is just for asking questions, sharing knowledge, helping people out, and keeping you engaged and supported. So that's really what it's about if you want to join the club. But if we really do appreciate everybody here. And I was asking you guys in terms of if you have any other things you want to add about the club. But I think the people, the support, I think the culture is something that we can talk about too. I think it's really, really important too. We've done a good job of being supportive and inclusive and whatnot. And but to me, the journey starts with you, right? You have to decide whether you want to have a community that's going to support you and promote you and champion you to be the best you can be. You have to decide though if you're willing to join a group and take that leap of faith. And like I've joined groups where it's a significant investment, like Sebastian said earlier, and I've been disappointed. And other times I was quite pleased. This one, the investment's quite minimal. It's $250 a year, $30 a month. You can do $30 a month, and then you do 1 month. You don't like it, you want to leave, go for it. Fine by me. But those who want to lock in the price and have it forever, you've got it. And but you have to be the one that says, I want to better myself, or I want to have support. And even if you're a superstar, type A, king of the hill, whatever you think you might be, the truth is, because that may have been a brand I portrayed incorrectly to Sebastian and his friend in the early days. But the truth is, we all need help. We all need support. We all have things we can work on to get better. Just because, and even when I say I'm excellent at, like when I say I'm world-class speaker, I'm a world-class parent, I'm a world-class hugger, that doesn't mean I can't learn to be hugging better and speaking better and parenting better. It just means that I know where I'm at. It's been validated by the people around me, but I'm always constantly working to get better. I mean, networking is a good example. I was a networking expert back in the day as a speaker, but then when social media came along, I had to learn how to digitally network and then be able to teach that to folks as well. So, you have to be willing to step up and do it. And, all I can tell you is that we welcome you. We ask you to join us. And I'm telling you, it's going to be an amazing ride. And you have nothing to lose except for, just the chance to meet some really awesome people and elevate your business and your life. So that's my pitch. Sorry, I don't want to pitch too much, but I'll see anyone else have any closing thoughts.
So I have one thing to say, which is this: do not come in without an intention. If you come in without an intention and you just go like, let's see what it is, you're not going to walk away with anything. We have seen members coming in and I'll just pay and see what this is all about. And you're not going to walk away with anything, because if you don't know what you want, you're not going to walk away with what you want. So I've seen people coming in and they have one question and they're hooked on that question and they push it out every single time. And they will ask it a million different ways until they get to where they want to get to. That's what a community is about. But if you just come in with let's see where this leads to, and I'm going in for the ride, you're not going to go anywhere because you have no direction. I'm coming into this group because I want to get my own TEDx talk to talk about marketing and digital marketing and stuff, because this is my field. I have networked with the guy who brought TEDx into Switzerland. It's in my contact books now. I just need to work up a topic and work up the opportunity and stuff like that. And maybe I'll be in TEDx Talk Basel next year. But the main thing is this: going to something that you don't know what is going to come out can sometimes be as beautiful as well. Because if you tell me, so I had a hard time launching into the Swiss market because I speak English. I'm that yellow. I can say that I'm Asian, and it's tough. It's really tough, and we don't have this LinkedIn community here. We don't do that. I try to gather a community here in the past, and they're like, "Oh, you're a LinkedIn person too?" Like, "Oh no, I don't want to be. You steal my clients." I'm like, "What?" And then I got attacked by one of the biggest sales LinkedIn coach here, who comes in on Clubhouse, tells everyone his techniques, which is to go on to all the other LinkedIn coaches' great greatest post and like every single comment so that you can't delete you can't delete the likes, but everybody will see his likes. And it's like, dude, I'm in a room with you. Why would you say that about what you're doing to my page all the time? Like, I'm here. And now that, with this group, with this community, and I'm sharing everything, my biggest followers are all from the States on my TikTok channel. And it's a growing thing. And then I got invited for the first time to speak in one of the Swiss LinkedIn talks next in coming August. So you really don't know where you want to go. If you don't know where you would end up, but if you have a direction of where you want to go and you keep pushing for it, you will find it, because the power of many is better than the power of one. This is what a community is all about. And there are days when I come in and go like, oh my God, I really have no more energy. I just need to pick me up. Like the last 2 weeks when I was trying to move and find a place. And the support from this group, even though it's nothing to do with thought leadership, is what you need. Even thought leaders need a break at times. Even thought leaders need support at times. So this is what I'm getting. And just don't forget about that. Lynn, do you want to say something before you go?
Well, I have been delighted to be part of this community and will continue to be part of this community. Again, I've made some great friends and connections, and I look forward to having some in real life experiences. I'm going to be meeting Rachel for the first time in person. I'll see Bobby for the second time in person, as well as some other people in our community. So very excited about that. And hope to see more people join us and, come and learn and make some new friends.
Thanks, Lynn. And there's a quick question someone just added. Olayton has asked, how can thought leadership help individuals to stay ahead of the curve in their career? Well, the whole idea is that if you create and position yourself as a thought leader, you will set yourself apart around everyone else who's also looking for the same jobs. Bye, Lynn. We'll talk to you soon. So that to me is a way. So when someone applies for a job with me, I look up their content, and let's say you're looking for a job in cybersecurity, and here's one person who's got a stellar resume and they have a stellar LinkedIn profile, but here's someone else who has a pretty good resume and a pretty good LinkedIn profile, but they have 20 TikTok videos talking about cybersecurity. They have 12 LinkedIn articles talking about the importance of cybersecurity. They're on Twitter talking about the latest trends in cybersecurity. That's a really important person that sets them apart. So thought leadership helps you do that by having a strong brand position. The other thing is thought leadership is also about constantly learning and growing all the time. And so we encourage that in the community. So if you're someone who's striving for thought leadership, you are always learning and learning and learning. And so if you keep learning, you'll always be able to stay ahead of the career of people, of trends in the workplace, in your industry, and that's something that you'll get better at too. So just want to make sure I answer that question. I think at this point we got to end the call, but we do these live streams every month. We do social audio rooms every week on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We do our Zoom rooms on Thursday and Friday, and we do our workshops every couple of months. And so we invite you to be part of those things. A lot of these things are also free to attend. You can see what we're all about, and we encourage you to check out the links that everyone has shared. But Thought Leadership Branding Club, thanks so much to the team. Thanks so much to the current members who've helped build the community and the culture. And if you have any other future questions, just post them in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here today. And we'll see you on our live stream next month, but the other things hopefully tomorrow and the day after. All right. So wish you all the best. Hope you become one of our 100 founding members of the Thought Leadership Branding Club 2.0. And we're excited to work with you. All the best, guys. Thanks so much.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.